You need community development. It provides the glue to a community to keep it whole.
Community development is about people because communities are about people.
1968, the National Community Development Association grew out of the Model City program. I think for us, it's to have a voice in Washington, to be at the table and kind of directing national policies.
Came about through a leadership of a gentleman named John Sasso. He was the first executive director. He was able to coalesce a lot of communities to get involved in a structured way, had made tremendous contacts on Capitol Hill with members of Congress and also with HUD. NCDA kind of was born out of those early 70s demonstration years, and I think to this day, NCDA still fights for the advocacy of these programs which target those that are most vulnerable in our communities.
The NCDA's mission is really to be at the forefront of advocacy for the Community Development Block Grant.
The CDBG program, which is the Community Development Block Grant program, is very unique in the sense that it is one of the few federal programs where there's a lot of local control.
Most funding sources direct you how to use the funds, but with CDBG and some of the home programs, the locality gets to decide.
These programs don't require you to spend the money on this or this. You know, they allow you to make decisions as long as you're serving that low-income community.
The program has been around a long time. When a program has been around that long, people start to take it for granted. And that's one of the things we have not let happen. We keep it in front of people all the time on the Hill, with the mayors, with our communities, making sure people know the value of the program.
We deal with housing programs, social service programs, economic development programs, with the ultimate goal of improving lives for our low to moderate income residents.
People who are homeless, people with disabilities, seniors, veterans, we work with all those groups.
It could be strengthening our housing resource by providing home ownership affordability, building new senior centers or rehabilitating libraries, parks, all those types of activities where infrastructure is deteriorated.
Many communities, have capital projects, and that's where the largest amount of the CDBG funds are allocated. The community center, the Boys and Girls Club, those are the things that people are grounded in. If it were not for those fabrics of the community, would there be a community?
These are sometimes complicated programs. They're not the easiest to run, and there's a lot of regulations. You need networking, and you need good ideas from other people, and that's the heart of what NCDA does.
It's the relationships that you build with people who are doing your kind of work across the country. But there's also tremendous training opportunities through NCDA where new professionals are gaining knowledge about all of the regulatory frameworks that we are involved in.
What I was able to do through NCDA was to take some best practices from across the country and make a difference more quickly and in a better way.
You need peers that you can network with, bounce off ideas, and that is the venue that NCDA provides.
I can call Miami, I can call Seattle, I can call Gatlinburg, right? I can call different partners and say, how do you unwind this transaction, or how do you work this out?
We're teaching one another, and I think that's the strength of our organization.
Training is not always available at a local level, so when NCDA offers the trainings, it affords new staff members to come attend the trainings, get basic information that they need, and then take that information back and actually apply that in their workspace.
We've had trainings quite a bit, at least 3 times a year. We also have a support through the NCDA website of being able to speak to practitioners with resources that I probably would not be able to get in my own city or even through other organizations.
We provide training to both members and non-members. You get training from people who are in the field and who knows what is going on in the industry.
I would say I owe a lot of my success in my job to what I learned at the conferences and particularly from other members.
When we come to the conference, we're able to go visit our congressional members and let them know what we do, what's happening on the ground.
The people in Capitol Hill are where the decisions are made in terms of funding for the program. So it's hugely important to have that voice.
I can remember going to Senator Kennedy's office and a whole bunch of us meeting with him, and he was great because he would always meet with us every year when we came to town.
Without the NCDA working on the Hill hands-on, I think that we would be pretty much lost.
I'm excited to see the membership grow. I can see the difference just from the first few conferences that I went to now.
I think the impact that NCDA will have will be really in the next group of people that are coming. They come from different backgrounds, and they're coming into community development and bringing all of their resources with them.
It's important that we bring on new, young blood to the organization, to the industry in general, and who hopefully will be part of the organization so that we can kind of do a baton change, give the reins to them and let them continue with this type of work.
Community development is important because it is the nucleus, the backbone for bringing people together to ensure that the population in which we serve, all low-wealth citizens, can have a quality of life that perhaps maybe would not otherwise be afforded to them.
NCDA has been one of the top resources for me as a professional learning how to navigate this field and do a good job.
There's nothing like walking up and down the streets of your own community and being able to say, I was involved in making that better, and have people come up to you and say, you really made a difference in my life.
50 years of impact at the local level is critical, from roads to sidewalks to parks to helping the nonprofit. The money that you see behind the scenes is helping that youth in foster care get into a better quality of life.
You can see poverty levels going down. You can see incomes going up. You can see people having access to jobs.
It's a good feeling to be able to be that close to people and assist them when needed.
We're always going to need someone advocating for the less fortunate in our communities, and I think it's an important role that NCDA plays. I mean, nothing beats having someone receiving a key from your mayor and saying, I never thought I'd be able to own a home.
Community development is the local decision and the flexibility to move that to reality. We know that there will be trials and tribulation, the challenges of federal budgets, but in doing that, we've survived in the past, we'll be strong in the future, and we'll be there together.